Hello. Okay, so it's been quite a while since I've done this. I think it was like very early June. So today is June 11th, and I just got to North Conway, dropped Kevin off at work, and I feel like making a video today. I'm getting a pimple right here, which would be like the only thing that would hold me back. I would just be like, you know what? Maybe it's not meant to be. So I have a habit of talking about things when nobody asked me. I'll ask myself questions, or I'll think of things that I'm curious that somebody else, and then I'll ask, instead of asking them, I'll tell people. I'm like, you know what, that is a good question. And then I feel like saying it, saying what my response is to the situation. So, June is Gay Pride Month, and I myself am straight. I'm not bisexual. I've never been gay, liked a woman in that way. But I'm okay with people making their own choices. It's not that big of a deal to me, though. Like, the parade, that's something they want to do, that's fine. It's just not something that I've celebrated. I've done rainbow eyeshadow, and I'm like, yeah, I'm here for you if that's what you need, and all of this and that and the other thing. But I just don't see their side, their way. So it's just kind of like, oh, and they don't see my way. They don't see how it feels to be straight, and they're singled out because they find themselves as, what is that called? A minority. But honestly, I don't even think it's a minority anymore. I just feel like people give up on the opposite sex. They're so confused. They don't know what to do. I'm not going to sit here and tell you why people are gay, but I can tell you my thoughts, like what comes to mind. I think, if anything, I would end up alone. Even for the companionship, I would just be so annoyed. I'm very competitive. And I feel like at the end of the day, I would want to live the longest. And I feel like it's safer and nicer to do that to a guy. I'm not going to kill anybody, but it's just like, I don't know. And I'm just saying all the wrong, terrible things, aren't I? So anyways, that's one big political thing that I stand for, is like, I think it's fine and all that, but it's not like top of my list to worry about. I want people to have equal rights. That's important to me. So if that's what they want, as long as they're living and abiding by, like, my dad is married to his sister. So, I mean, that's kind of crazy. My aunt, my uncle, they're gay. It's just like openly very bizarre situations in my life. And I feel like I'm very traditional in the way that I think. But that's my perception. And my perspective is my reality. So it's just the only way that I can see. And I have wide open ears. I am very interested in making people happy. And like, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I told my son, and of course he tells his best friend, who happens to be of color, he's black, that I'm racist. Like, I'm not racist like I don't like black people. I'm racist like I see other races. Like, I see them and I feel differently. Like, there's none of them in my family, and they have like specific actions that they take and do that mine don't. And I relate it to monkeys. Like, I just get myself in a big old bowl of hot water and I can't help it. And I'm like, I've met so many great people that are outside of my own race. And then I have the part of me that's Native American, or is raised to be Native American, Abenaki, and nobody gives a shit, first of all. But it's like, I was taught that it was important. Like, this is where our country was founded before they came over and had the Independence Day and stuff like that. So it's like, I got a lot of stuff going on up there, and it's just too touchy. It's too politically incorrect, but I want to be able to express myself and then help people, like, or have people help me almost, not be ignorant about things, because I don't feel like I'm ignorant, but I do feel like I've got a lot of growing to do. Like, I'm very immature. So anyways, that's pretty much, that's the only hot tea right now. Those are the things that come up, and I'm like, you know what? These are things about me that people probably would not like at all. I am pro marijuana. I don't care. I don't want, it's just like drinking and driving. I don't think you should drive under the influence, and we all have different ideas of what intoxication levels are and what they mean to us, and they teach you, since it's legal in Maine, to really be aware of yourself. So even if you feel, if it's been the right amount of time but you don't feel like you should drive, you should not drive. So just because it's been a few hours since you've had your last drag of a joint, I don't smoke personally. I only do edibles sometimes, and I do have like, they have this drink stuff. I do not vape, and I do not do those dab things. That scares me. I think that's ridiculous. And it's about 25 milligrams max amount a day, but then I start to do it and I'm not like, I don't feel any effects at all. So instead of upping my dose, I just don't do it at all. And I'm good at that. Like, I've always been really good at controlling myself with inhibitants, if that's if that's the word, inhibitants. So anyways, I'm just putting on some makeup to chill out. It's 7:16 p.m. Yeah. I just like to do the crossword. I have the Times, New York Times subscriber, and I do all of their games. So any game they offer, I've dabbled in. But I definitely do the mini, the real crossword, Sudoku, there's this Bumblebee thing where it's like, what is it called? Pangram or something like that. And then Wordle. It's because they bought Wordle. Like, remember when Wordle was so huge and then it was like, it's because somebody else bought it and now they control it completely. Well, I mean, you can play it other ways, but it's not the New York Times Wordle. So, anyways, where was I? Where's my primer? Can't find my primer. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. So, I did my own eyebrows, and you can tell I put on like the little coffee filter thing with the wax, and then I tore it off, and it was like my entire half gone. I was so embarrassed. I was so scared and sick and all that stuff. So, there's that. I'm going to do my makeup, see how long it takes, and then either compile them together or just edit the makeup part depending on like what I say. I'm trying to work on my editing skills to get things down so they're not so long, but it just makes me feel better when I'm sitting here talking to myself and I know that I'm putting stuff out there that's available to anybody else, so I'm not as alone. And I don't really like too much like things coming back at me because I get more confused. And mentally ill. So it's good to kind of keep it at this way, and hopefully as long as I'm growing stronger, not weaker, I can continue to have faith in my surroundings and the people around me. And I'm not impervious to getting into a dark place. I'm not saying that, nobody is, but hopefully gathering enough safe voices and continuing to move on through my life safely. That's my goal. But obviously, to become the first female president, which is kind of outlandish, and it's crazy, but I mean, if I would vote for Oprah, and that makes me sad, because I also want to be the first female, so like if she was ever up for it, I'd be like, go get it, girl, but no. I would still actually vote for whoever was opposing her, probably. And that's where the competitive aspect comes in. So anyways, I'm just going to use it to sculpt. I like to surround my brows with concealer just because I feel like it gives my whole look more lift. Because I've just got weird contouring around my eyebrows, like it divots in here. Like I've got these permanent frowny, angry face lines. And I feel like the concealer really helps with that. Oh. This coming up pimple, get that taken care of. Okay, gorgeous. I wish I had more lighting. Like when I turn the big light on though, I disappear. and like everything in the background is in crystal clear vision, so that's not gonna happen. I completely clean this out. So excited. Woo! Oh my god, wasted my time. It all went into the lid, and then when I opened it up, it went like all over me. But anyways, it was, and now again, is all over everything. When you put this in a jar, it just disperses way. It's very messy. It's best to have it kept in here, but if you want to be experimental and you've just got a bunch of bottles to kind of condense into one thing, especially if you wouldn't use it for traveling. Traveling is where it's just terrible. It's not good for you. This is so messy. I took so much time trying to organize it and make it look good, and then now it's just made this huge mess. I'm using way too much makeup. I didn't bring any brushes. So I'm missing Corbin's graduation. I'll be here instead. It's a Wednesday, so. Honestly, I don't remember anyone being at my 5th grade graduation. Like, anyone. I'm pretty sure they all had work, so. I'm not, like, that upset because I can put myself in his shoes pretty easily, but I do feel kind of bad, especially since he really, really appreciates when I'm there for him, so. So much powder. I've put my makeup on like 3 times since my last video. Trying to practice and care more about it. Went to the farmer's market. There wasn't anything there yet. It's too early in the season, but it still was nice. Like the Yum Bus was there, and they do crepes. And they were selling seedlings. If you want to do your own garden, it's definitely a good time to stop by because they have like little sprouts of everything that you can bring to your own garden. Okay. What is this? Is this my bronzer or is this like a highlighting powder? It shouldn't be too long. I'm not doing like much on my eyes. I definitely need to give myself some eyebrows because I tore them all off, but let's see. It's just like so shady. In order for you guys to see me, I'd have to like sit right in my freaking monitor area. And I can try, but it's not the same. Give myself some eyebrows. And then my air conditioning's on. I don't know if you can hear it. Usually my MacBook, excuse me, is really good with sounds. Like tuning into my voice versus what's going on in the background. So, we'll see. Just kind of put some in there. Whoops. It's just so much cheaper, and it always comes out about the same. I have to do it more often, but being in charge of my own brows is important to me. Some cheeks. Justin Turner hits a solo home run in the top of the 2nd. The Red Sox now lead the Yankees 1-0. I get my Major League Baseball updates because it comes with T-Mobile. It's just like a free thing. If you have T-Mobile, you get the Major League Baseball app. You're supposed to pay for it. It's a year membership, just 1 season, but none of them. You can't watch. You're supposed to be able to watch the games, and like, they're so obscure. No Dodgers, no Red Sox. So. if you're gonna have to pay for it, you better just love baseball in general. That's what I'm trying to say. There might be like a booster pack that they don't give you free from T-Mobile where you can see more of the videos, but you know what takes the longest? Mascara. Really, it does. Out of all the things that I do, I swear, mascara takes the longest. If I were to do it right, it would take even longer. Like, I'm rushing for you guys, and it's still a very long time. Oh. Maybe some color. Just something here. Should I do any eyeliner? No, not today. Keep it simple. Ooh, messy, messy, messy. Kind of makes me want darker cheeks. I have this issue where I add more blush, add more blush, add more blush. I'm never satisfied with my blush. And I know I look ridiculous. Like, I see pictures and I'm like, uh-oh. Is that what I looked like all day? But in the mirror, I don't know if it's because the lights are so bright, like, coming at my face. I just don't see it. I'm like, no, it's not. I need more. Then I look at, like, NARS Exhibit A. That is literally red. It is the reddest blush ever. And, woo, here we go. Put all this here. Just putting stuff away, really. And we'll do this. Spray. Setting spray. You guys have a fantastic evening. I don't know when I'm going to see you next. Depends on when I feel like it. And then sometimes I just think like there's a reason to. So, anyways. Thank you so much for sticking with me.